All right, y'all, we are back with another video. I definitely had to bring y'all this. Seems like Nancy Pelosi now is back crying about January 6th, lashing out at President Trump, when we already know that this woman is a known liar. She turned down the National Guard troops that President Trump wanted to send. We all know that. And it seems like CNN is trying to take up for Nancy Pelosi when we got video evidence of this woman admitting that January 6th was her fault. But yet here she go, coming back in at the podium, running her mouth. And like I said before, man, this is the reason why we need term limits. Not only that, if y'all don't remember, Maxine Waters got the door slammed in her face by an ICE officer. I think it was day before yesterday. Got a door slammed dead in her face for trying to storm into a facility. And now this woman gets on a podium talking about it haven't been no violence. Like, we ain't seen videos of these rioters like burning police cars, throwing rocks at federal vehicles. I mean, all type of stuff that's been going on. And Maxine Waters gonna stop there and run to the podium talking about there ain't been no violence. Why do police officers got guns? Why do the National Guard troops got guns? What is wrong with these Democrats? That's the reason why they'll never win again. That's the reason why they always rely on cheating to try to win. These people really care about the illegal aliens. You literally got Nancy Pelosi, Maxine Waters, the rest of the Democrats taking up for these rioters that's burning up police cars and stuff. So we definitely about to dive straight into it. Please hit the like button, subscribe to the channel. Shout out to everybody showing so much support. And shout out to the ones who always watch their entire video. And let me know in the comment section that you did stay to the end, because it definitely helps get the video out there. And the ones that come straight in and hit that like button so we can keep exposing these Democrats for the fraud they is. So please hit that like button and let me know in the comment section that you did hit the like button and you stayed to the end. I would really, really appreciate it. Without further ado, let's go ahead and dive straight into it. So as y'all can see right here on screen by Nick Sorter, he said breaking over a dozen buses full of Marines have now left 29 Palms and are headed to Los Angeles. And like I said, you got these Democrats that is crying about this as well. Why is Donald Trump calling the Marines? Why is Donald Trump doing this? But then if Donald Trump would have stayed back and not did anything, they'll be mad talking about where's the president? Because Gavin Newsom ain't doing anything about it. But just listen to this little clip right here.
This new video just in from 29 Palms is about a dozen white transport buses, presumably filled with hundreds of deployed Marines, left the 29 Palms military base tonight. These are combat troops who the Pentagon says have been trained in de-escalation and the rules of the use of force. They're headed toward Los Angeles, but their final destination not publicly revealed. A statement from the U.S. Northern Command says the Marines of the 2nd Battalion, 7th Marine Regiment will be working with the National Guard troops already deployed here to, quote, protect federal personnel and federal property in the greater Los Angeles area. This new video.
So there you go right there. Now, I want to show y'all this right here of CNN trying to take off for Nancy Pelosi, but like this right here just insane. Like, they didn't see that video of this woman admitting that January 6th was her fault. So let's check out CNN trying to cope for this woman. Like, this is crazy.
We can always go back to January 6th and ask why weren't the National Guard called in then when police officers were being attacked.
I can tell you why. Hold on, I can tell you why. Go back to Nancy Pelosi's own words.
Now look at this guy right here. He talking about he said, go back to Nancy Pelosi's words, which where we got that video, and I'm going to play it in a few minutes. The video of her inside the car admitting that it was her fault. But now you got this black guy up on here that's talking about, oh, no. See, he don't want to hear the truth. They want to be able to run with their own narrative. That's what they like to do. They don't like to be called out. Let's go.
Because I think you're an honest man. Hold on, I want to go on first. True or false? Did they say to Nancy Pelosi that if you want to go ahead and bring in the National Guard and others, we will more than happy do that? And Nancy Pelosi was the one that said no.
The president fanned the flames in
True or false?
January 6th?
Yes. Beforehand, they said, we will give you the resources before January 6th, and she said no.
Exactly.
Hold on. Guys, everybody, just 1 second. Let me just get everybody one at a time.
Am I right?
I want John to just answer that quick question.
The chief of the Capitol Police went to the architect of the Capitol and the sergeant at arms from both houses. The chief of the Capitol Police does not know who they went to, but let's assume they went to their political leadership.
Pelosi said this.
And
that's what she said.
And that they said, They didn't want the National Guard brought in. They wanted them on standby. The day of the riot, Nancy Pelosi and Chuck Schumer are on the phone saying, can we get the National Guard?
My God, boy, the CNN, like these Democrats, they won't, this is what I be talking about. They won't even admit when they wrong. This guy can't even sit at that table and say, you know what, you're right. It's a video of Nancy Pelosi admitting that it was her fault. But no, they don't want to do that. So think about it. We got video footage of this woman admitting January 6th was her fault. And now Nancy Pelosi then got Ray back on the podium, bringing it up. Oh, we begged Donald Trump. We begged Donald Trump to send the National Guard on January 6th. Straight lying. Let's check out this video right here. So if you check this out right here by Libs of TikTok, he said, holy slit. Nancy Pelosi is now claiming that she and others begged Trump to send in the National Guard on January 6th. And he said another lie. Here is a video of Pelosi admitting that she was responsible for the failed security on January 6th and a letter from the D.C. mayor, Muriel Bowser, admitting they did not request the National Guard. Just more Democrats attempting to rewrite their lies. So let's check out this video of, Nancy Pelosi. This is what she just did an hour ago, running her mouth, lying on President Trump. Let's check this out.
In a bipartisan way, on January 6th, with violence against the Constitution, against the Congress, and against the United States Capitol, we begged the President of the United States to send in the National Guard.
A lie.
He would not do it.
Oh,
not
my
only
God.
would he not do it, when law enforcement people were being harmed, some later died, he would not send it in when an instigation that an insurrection that he incited was causing damage to those assigned to protect the Capitol.
My God.
And the Constitution that day, to accept the results of the Electoral College.
This right here just don't make no sense. Talking about they begged President Trump. Now let's check out this next clip of her admitting that January 6th was not President Trump's fault, but it was hers. I don't think y'all heard me. This woman admitted on camera that January 6th was her fault. So let's roll over to this next clip, and I want y'all to listen to this.
We have responsibility, Terry. We did not have any accountability for what was going on there, and we should have. This is ridiculous. You're going to ask me in the middle of the thing when they've already breached the inaugural stuff should we call the Capitol Police? I mean, the National Guard? Why weren't the National Guard there to begin with?
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for.
Think about it. I take responsibility for not having them there. I take responsibility. This is what this guy tried to tell this other guy on CNN, but he didn't want to hear it. Let's take back that last little part. Says she take responsibility.
National Guard there to begin with.
They thought that they had sufficient resources.
That is not a question of how they had. They don't know. They clearly didn't know, and I take responsibility for not having them just prepare for more.
I take responsibility for not having them there and having them prepared. So, like I said, even if you can see this, it's that the District of Columbia government has not requested personnel from any other federal law enforcement agencies. And that's your proof right there. This woman is a liar. Nancy Pelosi is a freaking liar. And she decided to get on the podium and bring this up, knowing that she already admitted on camera, pretty much that it was her fault, not President Trump's. So another thing that I want to show y'all, this is what happened, just in case a lot of you missed it yesterday. Now we're going to go to the video of Maxine Waters. Now she's on the podium running her mouth. Oh, it ain't been no violence in L.A. I don't know. She's saying that our eyes don't work, that we ain't been seeing these rioters are setting police cars on fire, throwing rocks at their federal vehicles, attacking law enforcement. She said our eyes don't work and it ain't been any violence. But this is why Maxine Waters is so mad, because this ICE officer just closed the door dead in her face. Check this out.
No, I want you to... Hello. Congresswoman Waters, I just came to use my congressional authority to check on David.
Ma'am, our lobby is secure right now to all visitors.
Excuse me, I need to get in.
Contact our public appeal.
I need to get in.
Ha! That's what she get.
What are you hoping to do, Congresswoman?
I just want to see David Werther. Right.
Got the door slammed dead in her face. Oh, I just want to see David Werther. I just want to see David Werther. Like, come on.
Would a congressperson normally be able to enter the...
Normally, yes.
What is happening here?
Well, there were some of the authorities, I don't know who they were, and I'm trying to get in to see David Werther, who they have arrested. He is the head of SEIU local union here. I don't know why he was targeted. I don't know what they're doing with him. I don't know whether they're going to deport him.
Wow.
I want to report back to my office about what's
like, this is insane. Like, look how far these Democrats are going to try to protect illegal aliens. They are, think about it, these are the same Democrats who flew to El Salvador and sipped margaritas with an illegal alien that beat his wife twice. And now look at Nancy Pelosi trying to get in there and see an illegal alien. So now, if y'all check this out, this was another video from yesterday where she was just verbally attacking the National Guard. Is y'all going to shoot me? Is y'all going to shoot me? These officers is not thinking about no Maxine Waters. They are not thinking. They thinking about these rioters that's coming in and trying to attack them. And you got Maxine Waters trying to make it all about her. Check out this clip.
You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot.
Look at her. Look at her. She said, is you going to shoot an elected official? Like, why is you bothering? Think about it. They ain't even looking her way. They ain't even looking at Maxine Waters. And she just verbally attacking them. Is y'all going to shoot an elected official? Y'all going to shoot me? What? Listen to this.
You going to shoot an elected official? If you shoot me, you better shoot straight. I don't know why you're in my city. You did... The governor was not contacted. You gonna
this
shoot?
Woman said, what are y'all doing in my city? Maxine Waters, you don't own a city. What are you talking about? You don't own that city. This woman said, you are in my city like as if she owned it. Now, this is the clip that I want to bring y'all right here. So this is what Maxine Waters decided to do today. So this guy right here, Joey Manarino, said, this is amazing. Maxine Waters literally says that there was no violent protesting in LA and we should not rely on what we saw. Think about that. She said that we should not rely on what we saw. So let me ask you this. How is this woman going to get mad because we seen what we saw? She mad because we seen what we saw. I mean, this is crazy. Listen to this woman. I mean, and then look what somebody put down here that said literally she got a 1984 with a James Brown wig on. My God. Let's check this out.
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did not create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence.
Oh, my God. This woman said there was no violence. I wish I can show y'all these clips, but the only reason I haven't been showing like videos of these rioters like pretty much shooting at police, throwing rocks, setting cars on fire because my channel will get struck, and I don't want to get no strike on my channel, and because YouTube will come after me, and I definitely don't want to show those type of clips. But if you go on Twitter, the clips are everywhere. You can see them just dropping stuff from on top of a bridge, setting police cars on fire, busting out windows, throwing rocks. And this woman said there ain't been no violence. What? That's the reason why I say we need term limits, especially because you got people that can be 84 to 85 years old and got good common sense. It's just Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi, their brains are cooked. So let's let this whole thing play again and listen to this woman talking about there ain't no violence. Well, our eyes is just deceiving us or something.
And even those who were out of step with what we are advocating, peaceful protest, did
that
not
ain't peaceful.
Create any violence. Nobody was shot. Nobody was killed. Get it in your head. And so when martial law is called, what are you going to say? I missed the point. Don't miss the point, you all. Don't think that somehow, because they called out the National Guard, there was violence. There was no violence. I was on the street. I know. And I went from downtown detention back out into the community, talking to people what happened in Paramount, what happened in Compton, what happened in Inglewood. So, first of all, get it straight. And don't just rely on what you're being told or the few incidents.
What you mean, what we being told, ma'am? We see everything on TV. We see everything that's on Twitter of what these rioters are doing. We ain't been told anything. We can see with our eyes. That just goes to show you how much these Democrats lie. So if they lying in this video of it, what you think they do when it ain't no video clips? All they do is lie. My God. Now, the last clip I want to share with y'all of John Kennedy absolutely just pretty much going off. So salute to John Kennedy. I like when, his takes on a lot of stuff. And I want y'all to check this out. He pretty much saying, hey, we got a wolf problem in Los Angeles. So he says, sheep like Governor Newsom and Mayor Bass think cops are a bigger problem than criminals. So the federal government sent in the troops to solve it. Because like I told y'all before, is that Gavin Newsom ain't doing anything to try to save Los Angeles. He just don't care. Why these people was doing this, burning cars, this man was missing for 2-3 days. Then when President Trump, comes out and try to save the day, now he want to come out and get mad at President Trump. It's just insane the way that these people think. So let's check out what John Kennedy said.
I don't think this situation is especially complicated. You don't need to be an astrophysicist to figure it out. We've got a wolf problem in Los Angeles. They're not peaceful protesters, they're wolves. They're hurting people. They're destroying property. So you say, well, where's the governor? Well, the governor is a sheep. He'll tell you, I'm a sheep. He's a sheep in sheep's clothing. He thinks cops are a bigger problem than criminals. So then you say, well, where's the mayor of Los Angeles? Maybe she can stop it. Well, she's a sheep too. More sheep is not going to solve the wolf problem. So the federal government sent in troops, and we're stopping the wolf problem. Last night was a better night, and tonight will be better still. It's not hard to figure out to me, and I think this is I think most Americans are looking at this and going, stop the wolves. And a lot of them are thinking, nobody's talking about it, but who's going to pay for all this? Who's going to pay for all this destruction? Are we going to get the bill?
See, that's what I'm talking about. So, and then you got people like Maxine Waters talking about there's no violence. And we seeing what these rioters are doing in the streets of California. So it just don't make any sense the way that these Democrats sit here and just lie time and time again. Gavin Newsom up here threatening Tom Homan, telling Tom Homan, hey, come and arrest me. Tom Homan never said anything about arresting Gavin Newsom. But President Trump did come out yesterday and say, hey, that if he was Tom Homan, he think Tom Homan should arrest Gavin Newsom. And that's exactly what he said, that he should arrest Gavin Newsom.
Gavin Newsom he's daring Tom Homan to come and arrest him. Should he do it? I would do it if I were Tom. I think it's great. Gavin likes the publicity, but I think it would be a great thing. He's done a terrible job. Look, I like Gavin Newsom. He's a nice guy, but he's grossly incompetent. Everybody knows. All you have to do is look at the little railroad he's building. It's about 100 times over budget. We're putting a flagpole over there. Under budget. I always do under budget.
So, like I said, y'all get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about all this. I will keep y'all up to date with everything that's going on. And like I said, they've been destroying property, breaking in jewelry stores, taking everything. And you got these, Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi talking about there ain't been no violence. Ain't nobody got hurt. Like, this is, I just can't believe the way these people think. A lot of people should be embarrassed to be a Democrat and support people like Maxine Waters and Nancy Pelosi and all Hakeem Jeffries, all of these people. I can't see how y'all do it. But like I said before, thank you all for watching. Get in the comment section. Let me know what y'all think about it. And I'll catch y'all in the next one.